Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. Y'all, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, July the 13th, 2022. And it's time for today's headlines. We got some recap. We got a lot going on. Y'all, it's summertime. As y'all know, it's really young people take over, but I sneak in here every now and then. Lexi will be back tomorrow. Isaiah is still under the weather. He will return next week. So let's continue to pray for Isaiah as he is just being healed. And I told him this is a time of resting and refreshing also. So again, y'all, it is Wednesday, July the 13th, 2022, and it is time for today's headlines. I see you, Tanya Williams. So glad that baby girl got where she needed to get to. I see you, Tracy Newmy. What's up, girlfriend? How are you? I need y'all to do me a favor. I know it's a slow month, and we have been getting some of your text messages and emails letting us know that you're away on vacation and you're missing a family. I think that's so sweet. It just makes my heart sing to know that we are truly a family. And people, when they're not able to tune in, they're wanting to tell us why they have not seen us. But it is okay, y'all. It is okay. I see you, Jeffrey Payne. What's up? Good morning. I see you, Deborah Johnson. Hello, girlfriend. We need to talk this week, Deborah, if you're available. I see you, Kenny Stanley. Kenny Stanley's going to be joining me in a little bit. What's up, Marion Jackson? What's up? I need all of you all to do me a huge favor. Hit that share button. Again, I'm asking you to share, not because I'm on the screen or the young people are on the screen. I see you, Judy Neal, but I'm asking you to share the screen because it helps get the algorithm up. We cannot tell you how often we have people calling in or emailing us saying, I can't find you now. I think that's crazy to me because if they go to the page, they should be able to find us. But I'm hearing they're not able to find us, or we're way down underneath like February or January, and we're live. So it's really strange how this all works out. So if you just hit the share button, it helps put the algorithm up and allows people to find us when they're looking for us. So I just want to say good morning to all of you. And again, to those of you who are saying you are out of town, you're on vacation, you're writing and saying, if you haven't seen me, that's why. That really does bring tears to my eyes to know that you are so committed to News in Motion and such a supporter, and that we are truly a family. It excites me. I see you, Kim Edmondson. I see you, Diane Ladybug. Yeah, Diane Ladybug is revving up for her birthday. Is your birthday today, girl? Is this today? Is that your birthday? Yes, it's her birthday. Happy birthday to you, Diane Ladybug. Happy birthday. I'm like, wait a minute, the 13th. That's Diane Ladybug. Y'all, she's the two of us have both been posting about our birthday and the countdown. Good morning, Latrice Jones. You take care of my freelancer Isaiah. Why don't you? But yeah. Tanya said over to YouTube and hit the like button. Thank you, Tanya, for doing that as well. So yeah, y'all, happy birthday to Diane Ladybug. Y'all send her some love in the chat. We share the same birthday month. We've both been making posts about, just our age loading. I think she said she was 59 on on social media. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. Let me know. I see y'all coming up in here. What's up, Robert Holman? Good morning to you. Yes, thank you, Latrice, for sharing. Again, y'all, Isaiah will be back. Isaiah will be back on Monday. So just continue to pray for him. He's just a little under the weather, but he will be back. He will be back. Now, I want to tell y'all something. What just happened? We've been having different screens to be able to see things. And I've been on here for 3 minutes and 59 seconds, and I'm just now getting the alert for YouTube. And I'm going to tell you why it happened. It happened that way because you all started sharing. That's how the algorithm works. So even if you're doing things for yourself, know that that is how the algorithm will kick in. What's up, Cheryl Owens? I see you coming in here from YouTube as well. Same thing, y'all. Hit the like button. It puts it out there. It brings awareness to what we have going on. All right, y'all, we have some headlines. We have Wednesday workshop today as well. We just got a lot going on, but it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. So again, y'all, Lexi will be back on Tuesday with the Young People Takeover. Isaiah will be back on Tuesday. Isaiah on the screen, but Isaiah will be back on Monday. Auntie called him up yesterday and said, this is what I need you to do. Drink plenty of fluids. I need you to rest. I need you to sit your rear end down somewhere, and you're going to be back. That's what happens when you love people. And you're letting them know, I see you, but I'm gonna need you to do a couple things. Sit down. I know his mom has already told him, but I just thought I'd be, just a reinforcement, if you will, to say, I'm gonna need you to sit down. All right, y'all, we'll be right back.
News in motion.
All right, y'all, and we are back. All right, let's talk about this recap of yesterday. You're probably tired of hearing about it, but I want to bring a different angle to what you may have viewed or have heard or read from the 7th January 6th committee hearing. I see you, Hazel and Tracy Burrs, and let me see who else is in here. I see y'all. The tree said nothing like the auntie flex. I had to flex up, like, I'm gonna need you to sit down somewhere. All right, y'all. The recap of the January 6th hearing. All right, y'all. Several things jumped out at me as I was watching, and then I went through and I read the transcript. And if you want to read the transcript, you can go to the January 6th House Committee website. I think I have a banner. Y'all know I'm doing it all this morning. So give me a moment to try to find that. But you can go there and look that up. And I think I found it. Boom, there it is. Go there and see the transcript in case you missed anything or you're asking questions like, what did they say here? It's all right there for the public to see and to understand. So you can go to January 6th, January written completely out, 6, the number 6, th.house.gov/news/. So that's where you can find that information. Okay, so let's work through some of this. I'm gonna bring Kenny in here in a few moments, but let's work through a little bit of this. What's up, Dr. Antoinette? What's up, Deborah Snee? Y'all, first of all, did y'all notice that there was a rally before the rally? They had a secret rally in DC on January the 5th at night, so close to the Oval Office that the former guy even asked his aide to open up the door so he could hear what they were talking about. So retired General Michael Flynn was out there. I believe Steve Bannon was out there. There were some other people who were out there. They were really revving them up for January the 6th. I'm like, what? There was a meeting before the meeting. Well, then there was a meeting also the night of December 19th, a meeting that took about not 8 hours to do. And then Rudy Giuliani was in some cabinet room saying he liked being in there by himself. I mean, if I did not know that this really happened, and people are actually testifying that it did happen, I would think y'all are lying. There's no way this could happen from the president of the United States office. There's no way this could happen. I was shocked yesterday. I have to be honest. I keep thinking I'm not going to be shocked, but I am shocked. I see you, Cherie. I am shocked. Sardinia, what's up? So y'all, there was a rally before the rally. I was shocked because I was watching it. And I was sitting there like, and I had y'all, my spread, 1 o'clock was amazing. It was better than 10 a.m. I had a sub, I had Italian sub and I replaced the ham with pepperoni. I had my chips, and I don't really drink soda, but I had me a 20-ounce Coca-Cola, and I was ready. But I literally had to put that down and say, wait a minute, that's dark outside. Wait a minute, they had a rally before the rally. And it's like no news. This was so underground. No news outlet. I'm sure Fox knew, but no news outlet was aware of that to be out there filming that or grabbing it. And that film footage came from the gentleman who was asked to come and do some documentary. They confiscated that. They had him come in. So that's amazing. Then, Attorney Pat Cipollone. Now, we got to talk about him for a moment. I'm glad you came forward too. I'm glad, because really you were doing the right things. I really believe he was doing the right things. And when they talked about seizing the voting machines, he replied back to Trump saying, that's a terrible idea. And then he says, in a quote, that's not how we do things in the United States. That was his testimony. That's what he responded back. And y'all, I'm bringing these few things out on purpose. So hold on, because some of this is going to come with the Wednesday workshop today. Now, I gotta be honest with y'all, and I love this piece too. Good morning, Patricia Lyles. That's my sister, y'all. Yes, Kim Edmondson. What a disgrace! And seeing my sister come in here, some of you noticed something that I posted yesterday in an article. My father is at home now; he is fine. But yes, last week. This is a sidebar. Y'all know how this be flowing stuff in here. I saw her wanted me to remind y'all do this. Pray for my dad. Last week, while the young people were on Thursday, and I had just really tuned in, and I think it was about 7:26, 7:27. My phone is ringing, and it's my mom. And that doesn't happen because they know what I do. And so I answered the phone like, this is not normal. And then she wanted me to speak to my dad. She wanted me to hear my dad. And as he gets on the phone, his words, I can't understand anything he's saying. I'm like, I think y'all need to call 911. And they did. And he was admitted in the hospital. He's now home. He's a strong man. He's doing good. But some of y'all read the article that I've written and wanted to check on my dad. He is now at home. He is doing good. My mom is still home, still what we call bedridden, but she's getting stronger. So thank you. So I'm balancing all of these things and still trying to research and bring you the news as well. So for those of you who asked, thank you. And yes, he is doing fine and he is home. A TIA cannot be detected on an MRI, but they believe that's what he had. So again, thank you for that. All right, y'all. So Pat Cipollone, he walks into the Oval and he said there was just all kinds of people up in there. And this is this 8-hour meeting that's going on. And he looks over at the dude from Overstock, Patrick Bryan, I believe his name is. And he said, well, who are you? I mean, just while I was eating, I just set that aside. I'm like, yeah, who are you? And what is the Overstock dude doing in here? Now, he is the former CEO of Overstock, but now I used to buy things for Overstock. I don't think I can do that right now. I need to know, and this goes back to something I have said with y'all so many times before. Connect the dots. Who are you supporting? Who are you supporting? So I understand that Overstock directly was not a part of this, but at that time he was the CEO of Overstock. So you know a portion of his money was going to that campaign. These are the things we have to really take our time and do our due diligence. I know some of you are saying, I'm not doing all of that. I get it. I understand it. But if you really want to make an impact and make a difference, we have to start connecting the dots here with some of what's going on. Then you had the Oath Keeper guy that was there. And I was sitting there going, man, I hope he has some protection. If he came out of it, now he's given his testimony. And then he gave us a dire warning. He said, I'm afraid. I am fearful, was his correct wording, of the upcoming elections. And I said, well, they need to have mail-in ballots everywhere. Just forget all this rest of this. Have mail-in ballots or computerized. Come on, we can now do BMV on the computer. Y'all know that, right? In the state of Ohio, we can go to Myers grocery store and do BMV. There's nobody, it's on a kiosk. You walk into Meyer, it's on a kiosk. So we can do all of that through computer. We can do voting through computer. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And all parties, all lawmakers should be voicing this, especially if we're hearing warnings of what may happen at the upcoming election. That's not to make anyone afraid, but we do have to be aware. Dr. Antoinette said Overstock will stay overstocked with me, and my pillow is not mine. There you go. That's how you do it. So there's a lot that's going up. The House Select Committee investigating the events surrounding the storming of the U.S. Capitol January 6th held, that was yesterday, a 7th public hearing. The 8th public hearing, I'm hearing some mixed messages here. I do hear that it's going to be prime time, so at least, as Michael Still said in the middle of MSNBC break yesterday, when they said, well, Michael Still, what do you think? He said, I'm just looking for a drink about now. Y'all, that's how crazy the information was rolling in. I'm like, yeah, we all need a drink after this, because I couldn't even believe what was happening. If you have not watched it, I'm sure you can go to January 6th, that website I've given you earlier, and watch the replay. It's worth watching. Do you realize how close the United States of America, how close we were to destruction? We were that close. And although I've heard the other six hearings and the testimonies, I'm like, okay, this was crazy and we need to do something. But yesterday, it's like, woo, we were this close to seeing destruction. We had some sane people in there saying, you can't do this. You can't do this. Even in the car, which the Secret Service has now agreed have I forgot the word I'm looking for, but they have agreed with what Casey said last hearing, that he did try to take the wheel, and they were in a suburban, not in the beast. They were in a suburban, which would allow him to get to the steering wheel. I'm talking about the former guy, and he did try to choke the other two. I'm like, this is crazy. This is what is happening. And then we have witness tampering. Representative Liz Cheney says Trump tried to contact January 6th committee witness. She said former President Donald Trump personally reached out to a January 6th committee witness, and action legal experts say could constitute obstruction of justice. Now, she also said that information has been turned over to the DOJ's office. So much happening. I want to hear what Kenny has to say to some. So I'm gonna bring Kenny in here. Good morning, Kenny.
Hey, good morning. How y'all doing?
Good. Y'all see Kenny is like going way back. He don't want to say what his age is, but he got his little do-rag going, got his hat on. He's coming all the way in with sports. But Kenny, you just heard me share some of this. What? Even Kenny, they and everyone that's tuning in, they even unveiled some unsent draft tweets written prior to January the 6th. I said, bring it all out. Which, by the way, everyone, I want to remind you, your tweets are saved in the Library of Congress. Just want you to know that. We've been talking about that here for a while. People want to find something, even if you try to delete it. So if you have a draft that's been saved and you forgot it was there, it's still in there. And you can go through, I don't know how to get to them, but you can go through and look at them. But because they're already registered, you can delete them if you want to, but it will still come up a draft. So Kenny, what do you have to say about some of this?
There's so much has been laid out what happened with this January 6th thing before, all the way up until now. I mean, the stuff that's coming out now. The DOJ has to step up and do their job. This man committed treason. That's a punishable offense by death, or put him in prison the rest of his life. I mean, they kept saying lock Hillary up. They need to lock him up.
Now, Kenny, I'm going to say this though. I would love to see him in a jumpsuit. I would. I want to not even the orange. I want it to be the black and white stripe.
Put the black and white stripe.
I would love to see that. However, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I just need them to say he can never run, and none of the people who were a part of it could ever run for this office or a Senate, anything, any of the three branches of government. That they can't become Supreme Court justices, but they cannot run for president or in the chambers. I mean, give me that and I'll be okay too.
Yeah, I mean, enough is enough. I mean, even enough is enough. I mean, the Democrats seem to be scared to step out there. They don't have a backbone. The Republicans don't have a backbone. I mean, they started out strong when he was running, when they was on the campaign trail. Lindsey Graham and them, they was arguing with him. Then it seemed like he pulled out the papers on them, and now they're all backing him up. I'm like, man, what is going on? Y'all don't have a backbone either.
And you know what's interesting, because we're talking about this, and we even go to the UK with Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
Even his party said, okay, you got to go.
That's it. You got to go.
And here it's like, man, that should embarrass the GOP right now, backing someone. And I'm not saying GOP people are bad. I'm not saying that at all. Yeah. But don't back something that is not, because it also messes with your credibility.
Right. I mean, we've had conversations before. I split tickets before. It used to be a time where I respected the Republican Party side. I did. I'm not saying I'm a Democrat. I'll split the ticket. It's to the point now, I don't trust nobody on their side, and I'm starting not to trust nobody on the Democrat side. I'm ready for just turn the whole thing over, vote everybody out, let's start all over again. This is just crazy.
We need a new slate. We need a new slate for real. And then we also have Stephen Ayers. I know some people pushed back on me yesterday. I don't know if Jeffrey Allen James is on here this morning or not. But even with him, Stephen Ayers out of Ohio, who went to the rally, and he said,
Yeah,
but as soon as he heard, he's like, okay, what's happening here? I'm out of here.
I'm gone.
Um, and I'm thinking, man, he made a mistake, a major
Yeah,
mistake. He lost his job. He was a supervisor, a homeowner, and so many other things. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's really okay now. He even went to apologize to the Capitol Police. I don't know how well that went over,
right.
but it's like, okay, maybe he's okay. Maybe he's
Yeah,
okay now. And I really do hope if he is okay, I really do hope he gets a second chance.
yeah.
John Gore is saying no, he needs to be humbled. He needs stripped for at least 6 to 9 months. Who you referring to, John? Tell us who you're referring to. We talked about so many people here. But yeah, so there's just a lot going on, and I'm going to use the Wednesday workshop to talk a little bit about this. So if y'all know people who may want to hear how to do a layout and what's going forward, because it's no longer we can say get out and vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that, but there needs to be so much. Your orange buddy, not my buddy. That's your friend, John. So Kenny,
Wow.
give us those sports, and I'll be right back.
Okay. News and Motion family, how y'all doing today? Hey, in the WNBA news, LeBron James has spoke out again. LeBron James has a show that comes on YouTube. It's called The Shop Uninterrupted. He has spoke out again for Brittany Griner. And this time he spoke out in the form of a question. His question is, after what she's been going through, why would she want to come back to the U.S.? Why hasn't the U.S. done more to try to get her home? And I'm feeling it. She should have been home. I mean, she's been locked up over, let's say, almost 120 days. Brittany should have been home. They should have did everything they could to get Brittany home. Like I said, I believe that she signed or she pled guilty to maybe speed up the process. I think she was forced to do that to speed up the process, but this process shouldn't have taken this long. Brittany should have been home a couple of months ago. Uh, in NFL news, uh, the judge has agreed. The judge in the Henry Ruggs III case, the former Raiders wide receiver, has agreed to let the evidence from his blood alcohol test be entered into evidence for in his case. Um, Ruggs was driving 156 miles per hour while he was drunk, and he caused the accident. And he killed Tina Tinter and her dog last November. Um, he has been charged with multiple felonies, including driving under the influence and reckless driving. Ruggs was the 12th overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft out of Alabama. If convicted, this is crazy to me. If convicted, Ruggs could face a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of 50 years. Uh, you're drunk and you normally get behind the wheel, driving 156 miles per hour, and you killed somebody, and they talking about a minimum of 2 years and a max of 50. I do believe that is, you drunk. I believe that's premeditated murder. Bro, you need to go away for longer than 50. That's just my opinion, and that's how I feel about it. As Gail told y'all yesterday, former Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, boy, don't like her politics, but she is part of the incoming ownership of the Denver Broncos. She's part of that ownership group. I don't, like I said, I don't like her politics, but I'm happy to see another black woman stepping into the NFL ownership rank. I don't know what it is with America. They're scared of black men, but they keep letting the black women in, not knowing that it's the black women who are our way into the door. Go ahead, keep letting them in. We'll be right behind them real soon. So it's good for us. It's good for us. I love it. I love it. In the golf news, Tiger Woods will be teeing off this morning at 9:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the at St Andrews in Scotland in the Open Championship there. Uh, he is going for his 16th major if he can win it, but he right now he's still three behind Columbus, Ohio, and Ohio State Buckeye great Jack Nicklaus. Like I said, he tees off at 9:59 Eastern Standard Time. Uh, Tiger also spoke out yesterday about the guys who defected over to the Live or number 54 in Roman numerals, the Live Golf Championship Series, saying they have turned their back on the PGA, who has set them up to be who they are and to be where they at as of today. They just turned their back on it. And then a lot of people who are coming out will never get a chance, the way it's looking, they will never get a chance to play at some of the golf courses that has made the PGA what it is. They'll never get a chance to walk Augusta. They'll never get a chance to play, a lot of these golf courses that, set you up to be who you are. They just turned their back on the PGA just to go for the money. And just let me say this, all money ain't good money. Like I said, they're going after the money. And one of the people that are backing them, they've been talked about so much about the way they treat humans, period. But I guess money talk, and you just turn a blind eye to it when they offer you that much money, which is ridiculous to me. That's sports. Back to Gail. More news in motion. Game over.
Game over. All right. I'll see you on Monday,
I
Kenny.
see you Monday. Y'all have a good one, y'all.
All right. All right, y'all, real quick. Kenny did bring up Brittany Griner. Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson is heading to Russia to help secure Brittany Griner's release. This is a report out of a source told ABC News, who requested to remain anonymous, but there are some things that they're working on in the background. So that's exciting as well. All right, y'all, Twitter's back in the news. Twitter's like, you ain't playing with us, dude. You were flashing your money all around. Now you're going to do what you say you're going to do. So Twitter slams Elon Musk in a court filing. They have officially sued Elon Musk to force him to complete the $44 billion acquisition of a social media company. See, that's what happens. When you playing around and you got that kind of money to play around with, you get stuck. They're like, not 1 billion, 44 billion. You're going to pay for this. Yep. Musk apparently believes that he is, unlike every other party subject to Delaware contract law, is free to change his mind, trash the company, disrupt its operations, destroy stockholders' value, and walk away. Twitter wrote in a sharply worded filing. That's what they said. I'm going to quote that one again. They said in their filing, Musk apparently believes that he is unlike every other party subject to Delaware contract law, is free to change his mind, trash the company, disrupt its operations, destroy stockholders' value, and walk away. Hello, somebody. They mad. They straight mad. They are real mad. And they're coming for you, Elon Musk. So what's going to happen? What do y'all think is really going to happen here? Is he going to end up having to buy it? Then will he sell it? He doesn't want it now. He absolutely does not want it. But I told y'all that on April the 5th. He doesn't want it. He's now trying to get out of it. He said he wasn't going to do it. He's just going to pay the $1 billion to walk away. First of all, I'm still stuck at $1 billion. You got $1 billion laying around. You can just say, I don't want it here. Just take my $1 billion. Come on, just let me see $1 million. Just something like that. Kim Edmondson said, not happening, Elon. All right, y'all, ABC News. American Airlines shares are up 10% as company expects to post second quarter pre-tax profit amid travel rebound. But American Airlines is still canceling flights. Okay. Y'all get this one, though. CNN is reporting that London's Heathrow Airport, which is an absolutely beautiful airport, has asked airlines. I want y'all to hear this. So if you're trying to go to London, don't do that before September the 11th. Y'all, Heathrow Airport has asked airlines to stop selling new tickets and that they will limit passengers to 100,000 per day through mid-September. Yeah, that's what's happening. Y'all, London Heathrow, one of the world's largest, busiest airports, and it's really busy, but it's an amazing airport, has made an extraordinary move of asking airlines to stop selling tickets for outbound travel this summer. Why is this happening? Like many airports around the world, Heathrow has been struggling to cope with staff shortages and the surge in passenger demand following the 2-year pandemic disruptions. Now, the CEO of Heathrow said in an open letter to passengers on July the 12th that over the past few weeks, as departing passengers numbers have regularly exceeded 100,000 a day, they have started to see periods where service has dropped to a level that is not acceptable. They believe in high level service, which they do. If you just want to fly in there, not right now, just to see that airport, it's amazing. It's amazing. And they say this temporary measure has been introduced as an attempt to minimize further disruption. Now, this began yesterday, and it will last until September the 11th. Now, if you're saying, but I already have a ticket, what do I do? You don't need to worry about anything. Your journey will go ahead as planned. You might get delayed unless you are contacted by your airline with information to the contrary. Now, keep an eye out for emails, text messages, however, or follow up on your itinerary to make sure everything is still scheduled to go. All right, y'all, real quick, I want to give y'all just some pointers. And I saw that Marion Jackson said, we need to vote strategically. And we do. Now, just looking at the January the 6th hearings, and I see when I'm running out of time, I'm going to give you as much of this as possible. But understand, I'll be putting this also on Patreon. I believe we have it slated to go next week. And for those of you who are on Patreon, June was a very quiet month because I had a lot of sickness in my family, and I do apologize for the delay, but we have been doubling up on things over the past 2 weeks to make sure we picked up on everything that we have been missing. If you are a part of Patreon or you want to be a part of Patreon, you can go to this website right here. And you can decide the monthly membership that you want. But we are going to start flooding Patreon with all types of information. The other thing that I spoke to you all about yesterday, and boom, there it is. That is the cover. That is the cover of the book. These are Camille, our virtual assistant, went through, and she highlighted all of our inspirational messages on News in Motion. I am now going through expounding upon those, to make sure that we see everything that's going on. This book is probably going to be a little over 300 pages, probably close to 400. It is a 365-day devotional, and we're really, really excited about that. It hit me that I have not written a book in 2 years. This is year number 3, actually, that I've not produced a book. And this will be book number 15 for me. So I'm really, really excited about that. So with that being said, and pre-orders will begin on my birthday, which is on next Tuesday, July the 19th. So you'll begin to do pre-orders. Right here, for my birthday week, I believe in giving back. So we're going to give back all types of gifts on next week. From me, not from News in Motion, but from Gail Dudley. So there'll be different gifts I'm giving out next week. We'll give you the rules to those on Thursday, and we'll also post those in the chat on Facebook. And we hope that you do follow along and participate with us. I'm just going to give back because I can, and I've been blessed, and God has blessed me. So I want to make sure that I'm blessing all of you as well. All right, strategically voting. Now, this is what's needed. And I'm going to give this, I might have to go over 5 minutes, but y'all can hang with me. This is what's needed. We have to come up with our rationale. And our rationale is, after we have looked at these January 6th committee hearings, it should move us to action. So our rationale really comes to, what's the success of democracy and where have we been? If you watch some of the hearings yesterday, you kept hearing them say in their night before rally about 1776. Well, we need to go back and really take that apart and understand what was happening. We need to go back and look at what Abraham Lincoln was doing and others. And we have to move into action that way. Yes, protect our democracy. So that's our rationale. what we need to do. We want honest and legal voting. We want there to be protection. We want there not to be fear. Just all, we got to come up with the rationale. So I was putting this together, looking at this, trying to give us a strategic map that we can follow. The next thing is our methodology. Okay, so we're going to look at different cities, and there's some I have down here. I have Philadelphia, I'm sorry, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, DC. Just we have to identify where are the individual places. Texas is on here that we need to focus on, because we need to understand we can no longer just go out and tell people we need your voice, we need you to vote. We need to tell them why. And we need to be, our messaging has to be so clear as to telling them why we need them to exercise their right to vote. We need to bring up everything that's happening at the Supreme Court level. We need to bring up everything and all the bills. We need to identify how many bills are sitting on the table that the House has passed, but the Senate is ignoring. We need to talk about not just party lines, but the structure of the Green New Deal, of the Buy Back Better, of whatever plans that are out there. And we need to help educate people to understand what these plans are all about and how it connects to them. Y'all, here's the story. And I know I've said this a lot of times right here on News in Motion. And that book is coming out too. People, Prayer, Politics is not done yet, but hopefully that book will come out right before the November the 8th election. But within that, we're going to talk about, you have to identify the stories for those individual people to get them connected. Help them to see this has something to do with you. You cannot ignore this measure because this speaks directly to those individual people, y'all. That is key. I cannot stress that enough. Excuse me. It is key to connect the dots. So you have to have rationale, methodology, and like underneath there, and I'm over, but research effective models. Y'all, News in Motion, we're not the only game in town. We're not the only game. We're here to give you facts and to give you news without propaganda. But with that, we want to connect you with other people. Y'all, ballotpedia.org, great resource. When We All Vote, they have some major training that's coming out. Now, understand, I've told you this before. Once you put your email out there, it's out there, and they're going to do whatever they want to with it. So come up with a dummy email, a separate email that you just use for voting purposes only. But for example, if depending upon which way you vote, whether it's Abbott or Rourke for governor of Texas, you want to, I don't care if it's $1, give into that campaign. The same thing when you come to Kemp and Stacey Abrams, same thing when you come to these local levels. We have to understand, y'all, this midterm election is the most important midterm election of our lifetime. And we cannot just ignore that. And for everyone in Ohio, y'all not used to this. We're not used to this. Y'all, there's an election, I believe it's the 3rd or 4th of August. We can't miss that. We cannot miss that. Might be the 2nd, whatever date that is. We cannot miss that date. And the reason was behind the whole mapping piece. And they had to go forward with the election that we had in May, and they're doing a special election in August. Ohio's not used to it. No one's talking about the election in Ohio in August. And guess what? It's designed that way. Y'all, we need to stop saying the system is broken. No, the system is working just how they want the system to work. But we have to be 3 or 4 steps ahead of them. We cannot sit back and do nothing at this point. Y'all, listen, I study this stuff. I study this. I see it. I've been able to connect the dots, and I'm here on News in Motion to share this with all of you. We have to do this. Thank you, Valerie. It's August the 2nd. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Kim. August the 2nd. I was sitting here thinking of dates like Thursday, Wednesday, and I'm like trying to talk and say at the same time. So thank y'all so much. Y'all, the other thing is we have to solicit nationwide prayer. Y'all don't want to hear that. Listen, look, you got a believer sitting in this host seat, so you're going to hear me talk about Jesus. And it's not being offended. I'm not trying to offend anyone else, but y'all, prayer is going to have to be the key in the forefront of what it is that we are doing. We also have to plan a comprehensive system. That's why we're trying to bring in these news and motion ambassadors so that we have key people in all these different locations. Y'all, this is going to take work, and we got to get this done before the early voting start. Y'all, we have to be out there, and we have to get this information out there on a regular basis. We have to conduct a curriculum. Now, what does that mean? I don't know if that's virtual. I don't know if that's coming one-on-one, because people are really done with Zoom. So maybe there's a train the trainer that I will produce and train other people. And then you train people in your area, in your organization, because we have to connect these dots. There is so much information that is out here that no one's talking about. If you was paying attention to the January 6th hearings, y'all, listen. What did it say? Listen, Linda, listen. If you're paying attention to that, understand, they're still talking about the voting machines. They're still talking about mail-in ballots. They're still talking about the type of IDs we're needing. They're talking about the organization. The guy from Oath Keeper, the former person who was a part of Oath Keeper, when he talked about the fear of the election, he even stopped in the middle. He said, let's stop skirting the issue and let's talk about what we really need to talk about. He was like, we're not going to talk around this anymore. Then he told the committee people, Representative James Raskin, by the way, y'all, don't close your eyes on him. He's the bomb.com. I said, set him up real nicely, because I can see him in the seat in the Oval. I really can. I see it. I see him rising. So we can't ignore him. That's another conversation. But anyway, if you pay attention to what they're saying, we have to be strategic, and our messaging is going to have to be on point. It really is. Our messaging is going to have to be on point. Then we have to organize anywhere from 5 to 7 people. Y'all, small groups are better than large groups. We have to develop focus groups so that we're knowing the messaging that we're putting out and why we're putting it out, and putting faces, getting permission for people to say, yes, I'll speak to that topic, or yes, this happened to me. And then we have to do a timeline. And really, y'all, we only have about 60 days to do this. The other thing that I think is important that we need, and I'm way over, but just hold on. We need to identify, well, who are the coordinators? Who are the marketing PR people? Who are the prayer people? Who are the finance people? Who are the resource people? And who are the liaisons to get all of this working? Y'all, it's going to take a team, but we can't rest on this. We cannot rest on this, and it's going to take now. So my inspirational message is this: the prayers of the righteous availeth much. So it's time for us, even today, we can't wait until tomorrow, but to begin praying for how we're going to strategize and how we're going to move forward. We also need to pray protection for people. We do. Just like I get emails that say, hey, I'm missing you this week. We're on vacation. We'll be back. We're giving up our technology and just be family time. I get the other messages that says that will write in and say, I don't like you. Black people aren't going to vote. I mean, we get all kinds of things, and we just hit delete because we're not going to let that stuff come in. But y'all, so much is going on, and we have to take our place. So the prayers of the righteous availeth much, but we also have to take our place. What's your place? What place will you take in this upcoming midterm election? Because we all have a position to play, and we all have a voice that we need to exercise. But we also have an opportunity to educate the community and really engage in civic engagement at a greater level than we've ever participated before. There's so much going on. I am not the expert. I just have studied, and I'm bringing my study, my learning, my education to you, but I'm nowhere near the expert. But I'm here to help us and at least plant the seed and allow someone else to come along and to water this seed. With that being said, we need your help. We need your help. And why I'm saying we need your help is because if we're trying to get all of this out as fast as we can, we need your financial help as well. Whether you're joining Patreon, whether you're going to send a check, whatever that is. If you need to have any of that information, just inbox me and I'll get that to you. We have a fiduciary agent making a difference, 501c3, so you'll get a tax receipt for that. But y'all, we need it. We do need it. And what we're trying to do is to get materials out there. And yes, we can do it electronically, but here's the other thing about that. Even when I'm speaking and thinking about my parents, they don't have a computer. And there's so many people, even people who are young, they're without the tools they need because they can't afford it. And believe it or not, we're going to need everybody to make this happen. Everybody to make this happen. So we need help. So if we need to send materials, if we need to send a USB drive, if we need to fly into someplace, I've been invited to go and be. I probably don't need to be in the hearing. I don't need to be sitting there taking notes because I probably be calling out. They'd be hitting the gavel. They might Thompson might be like, get her out of here. So I'm better at home. But I just think about the things we could be doing and the places we could be going. But we're now at a time that we need your help to make a lot of this happen. We need your help to make a lot of this happen. All right, y'all. Tomorrow we do have Lexi back. I think I'll be joining her again. Isaiah, y'all, let's continue to pray for Isaiah. He will be back on Monday. Pray his complete healing. He will be back on Monday on the boards, and then he'll be back with Lexi for the young people takeover on Tuesday. I think they have a few surprise people as well on Tuesday, y'all. On Tuesday, I'm gonna just tell y'all it's young people takeover, but I'm coming up in the show on Tuesday. Why? Because it's my birthday. Hello, somebody. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well, y'all. Stay well. Please stay well. We need y'all healthy in this season. And remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.